What is up, guys? Happy Monday. Today is Basic Monday, so we're going to go ahead and get into some quick market structure. We're going to go ahead and break down the starting point real quick, and then we are going to go ahead and look for some setups. So if you guys have any setups you guys are looking at for the week, go ahead and send them in. That way, when we're done with this, we can go ahead and take a look at those. So let's go ahead, guys. If you guys are new and on this call, make sure you guys are taking some notes, right? This call is recorded. So we can go ahead and get that to you, after that way you guys can take some detailed notes. But the market moves in three ways, right? The market moves in three ways. The first way is an uptrend when the market makes higher highs and higher lows. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? So that is way number one. When the market continues to make highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows. Now, when you can see right here, right, the market is literally going up, right? It's going higher. So when you can see that, guys, that is called an uptrend, right? So let's go ahead and just mark that up real quick. Make that thing bigger. All right, bet. Cool. Right. So when the market is going higher, that is called an uptrend. Makes sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. Give me a 1, give me a 2. I know we have a lot of you guys are vets, but I know we have some newer students in here as well. Right. Now, the second way, right, is when the market is heading down. Right. When the market is going down, that is called a downtrend. So when the market is making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Oh my goodness. Let me see. I think I have a wheel on my mouse that I don't really like, but let's go ahead. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Now, when you can see the market is literally going lower, guys, that is called a downtrend. When you can actually see the market is going lower, that is called a downtrend, right? So let's go ahead and just label that right here. Make that red. Actually, just for the visual, let's go ahead and put it on the bottom. All right, cool. Now, the third way the market moves, guys, is sideways. When you guys are seeing the market literally move sideways, this is called consolidation, right? And you will see this in the market. Like it will be visible. When the market isn't going higher or lower, and it's kind of just literally just moving from left to right, you'll see that. That is called consolidation, right? So let's go ahead and just mark this up. Make that neutral. Awesome. So these are the three ways, guys. All right, this is important you guys understand this, right? Because when you're able to identify this type of market structure, the trading starts to become a lot easier for you, right? So we have a whole boot camp going over this. It's very detailed. I break it down very like it's super clean, guys. If you take the time to watch it and take the notes, right? Take detailed notes, you will understand. Everybody who watches the boot camp ends up just leveling up. They're once they start to understand everything step by step, it's hard to forget it. You know what I'm saying? It really is hard to forget it. Right. So again, let's go ahead and delete these things real quick and we'll just go over this briefly. So when the market is creating higher highs and higher lows, right? Market gives me a high, market drops down, gives me a higher low. Market creates a new high, giving me higher highs. Market drops down, giving me higher low. Market continues in its bullish move, giving me higher highs. Market drops down, giving me higher low. So when you're able to see higher highs and higher lows, guys, that's very important, right? We like to use that terminology when it comes to finding the market structure. It may seem very, very basic and like boring and repetitive, but that's what it is, right? Like we want to keep it basic and repetitive, right? The more you can see the same thing over and over and over again, the better you're gonna be. Trust me, because when it comes to levels, we go off of this market structure. Whether you trade smart money or you trade levels, you need to be able to identify higher highs and higher lows, lower highs. And you need to be able to identify the consolidation here. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know. Give me a 5 if that makes sense. If you have any questions regarding anything I just broke down right now, go ahead and give me a question mark, or you can unmute and ask your question. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's go ahead and break down the starting point, right? I want to show you guys the starting point real quick. So the starting point is it's a continuation setup, right? So when we are looking for opportunities in the market, we are looking for continuation moves, right? So, when the market is continuing to break structure to the upside, obviously we made new highs, but when the market drops down, we want to be able to catch this opportunity and send that market up. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a 5. We want to be able to catch these opportunities here. Let's go ahead and change the color. We want to be able to catch these opportunities here. Right now, how can we do that? What can we look for in the market that is going to help us find specific zones? That way we can go ahead and take these opportunities, right? I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that right now. Right, so let's go ahead. I want to be able to find these specific zones to ride that market movement, right? When we're able to see the market is just going higher, guys, when it's in an uptrend and it's going higher, let's just continue to look for buys. Right now, when the market is going lower, right, we can see the market just continues to drop, continues to drop, continues to drop. Why would we try to catch a falling knife and shoot ourselves in the foot? Let's just continue riding that wave. Let's continue riding that wave, guys. Does that make sense? So the setup I'm going to show you is a continuation setup, right? So let's go ahead and get into that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and draw it out for you, right? I haven't drawn in a minute, to be honest, so this is gonna be fun. All right, so let's go ahead and look for a buy setup, right? Right now the market is bullish, so the market is in an uptrend right now, right? The market is going higher, right? Market's going higher, market's in an uptrend. We should be looking for what, guys? Buys or sells? Buys or sells? Buys or sells? Buys, buys, buys. Yes. Yes. If the market is going higher in an uptrend, let's continue to ride that wave, right? So as the market is going higher, we need to see structure. We need to see a pullback. We need to see higher high, higher low, right? Because we need a break of structure. We need to let the market go higher in order for us to catch an opportunity for when it pulls back. That way we can go ahead and ride this one, right? So let's go ahead and take a look. So as the market is pulling back, let's go ahead and let it make the structure, right? Market's doing what it's supposed to do. Awesome. Let's go. So as of right now, I have higher high, higher low. Give me a 1 if you are with me right now. Higher high, higher low. So what I'm waiting for next, guys, is I need to see a break of structure. I need to see the market make its way and close above this zone. This is very, very important, right? So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and put a line there. Because when you know that you need the market to go ahead and do that, just put that. Need break of structure, BOS, for buy opportunity. Make that a little bigger. Yeah. right? Need BOS for buy opportunity. So once the market does its thing, oops, come on, guy. What's up, Kike? I'll get to that right now. Got you, bro. So once the market makes its way up, right, we need to look for a specific candle, right? A specific candle. We need to find the last selling candle before the break of structure, before the BOS. That's what BOS stands for, break of structure. So we need to find the last selling candle before the breakout rally. Give me a 2 if that makes sense. We need to find the last selling candle before the breakout rally. Awesome. So let's go ahead. The market's making its way up. Awesome. Let's go. That's a good thing for us, right? We just need to go ahead and find that last selling candle. But let's say the market wants to go ahead and reject. Market pulls back. Okay, it happens. It happens. And then out of nowhere, news hits, right? News hits. And then you see something that looks like this. I have a question for you guys. Which one is my starting point? The green one or the red one? Which one is my starting point and why? This is an unmute type of question. I don't care about the circles. You have to unmute. Why is the red one my starting point, guys? I agree with you.
Last selling candle.
The last selling candle before the what?
Break of structure.
Let's go. Let's go, right? So it's going to be this red arrow, right? This is the last selling candle that gave us that break of structure to the upside. So once we get that, awesome. Cool. Let's just go ahead and delete that. And what I like to do is I like to put BOS. Now, this is something I like to do. I recommend it, right? It's going to help you later on, right? When we start to look for reversals, right? But as of right now, we have a setup opportunity right now, right? Once we could identify the break of structure, the breakout rally, we have to go ahead and find the last selling candle. Now we did that, right? That's my starting point. Now we have to find my stop loss, right? So once we find the starting point, we have to find the lowest wick in that area, right? That low wick, that's going to be my stop loss, guys. So we'll just use this, right? This is going to be my stop. So we have the starting point here, right? Let's change this to blue because this is buys, right? Now, the good thing about levels, guys, levels is literally a cheat code. It has training wheels just in case you can't really identify it yet. And that's okay. Trust me, I've been there. Trust me, guys. We all start at the bottom and work our way up, right? So there was at a point where I couldn't identify the starting point. There was a point where Kenny, Miguel, Teresa, Nova, Fernanda, there was a point none of us could really identify the starting point until we had to put in that work, right? So we have our breakout, we have the starting point. Now levels is going to help us. It's going to give us an arrow at that breakout candle. So it'll give us a blue arrow. So once you see that blue arrow, you're going to go ahead and press this bulls button, and it'll go ahead and highlight your starting point for you. So if you see a red arrow or a blue arrow, right, the red one will be for the sells and the blue one will be for the buys. And we'll get to that when we get to the charts, the live charts. But right now we have our setup, guys. Our starting point, our stop loss. Now we need to go ahead and dress this up, right? I like to enter at the first touch, right? I like to enter at the first touch, but if you want to enter at the 50%, that is totally up to you, right? So anywhere in this blue zone, this blue box, it's okay to buy, guys. Top of the zone, middle, you pick and stay consistent. I'm not saying buy at both. I'm saying pick one and stay consistent with it, guys. Right? I stay consistent with the top of the box. I know Miguel stays consistent with the 50%. Right? What kind of trader are you? Right? So I like to go ahead and enter right at that top. And this is my setup, guys. Right? When minimum 1 to 3 risk to reward, and I'm waiting for the market to pull back. Give me an opportunity so we can go ahead and ride that wave. Give me a 5 if this makes sense, guys. And if you have any questions, please give me a question mark. So when you look at this, right, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? If we zoom out, let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. It's the same thing right here, right? Higher high. Oops, let's get the different color. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Now this is where we're looking for this opportunity so we can go ahead and make new highs, right? Hope that makes sense, guys. I really do. I really do hope that makes sense for you guys. And if you guys have any questions, it is totally best that you go ahead and put that question mark and speak up for yourself, right? I hope I do my job and explain the best way I can. But, you know, we all take in the information a bit differently. So I'm here to help you guys. If you guys have any questions at any time, please unmute or put a question mark.
Yo, Vinny.
What's up?
So I know you said this before, but I just want to also recap for a couple people here.
Okay.
On the starting point, on like continuation, do you wait for 2 or 3 of the same exact candles before you take the starting point?
I don't mind taking 2. I like 2. Two or more is fine with me, right? I've seen where we just have like one really strong one and it works too, right? But minimum at least 2, right? I don't mind 2. Hope that makes sense, guys. Hope that helps. That's a great question, Daniel. That's a good thing to bring up. Now, for sells, right? Let's go ahead and how do I think it's Alt-I. Yes. Let me go ahead and just change these colors real quick. Gonna take me a couple seconds. Anybody have any charts though? I don't see nobody sitting in charts. I think I just saw one. That was Kika's. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what Kika got for us. Y'all don't got nothing? Nah, come on, fam. Y'all gotta come with some heat, baby. Let's go ahead. Give me a couple seconds. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get into it. Make this red. Turn this around. Make this red. Bottom, red. Awesome. Okay, cool. So now the market is in a downtrend, guys. The market is in a downtrend, right? Making lower lows and lower highs. The market is going down. So if the market is going down, we should be looking for some sells, right? If the market is in a downtrend, we should be looking for some sells. Now, let's go ahead and cover the structure, right? We have market giving me a lower low, lower high, and we finally get the break of structure right here. Now we can see we get the break of structure because we can see the breakout rally candles, right? Not only do we see the breakout rally candles, but we can go ahead and identify that red arrow, right? Again, levels is going to help you find these setups, right? You guys are practicing putting in the work so you guys can see it with the naked eye, but levels is also going to be a right-hand man, right? Promise you that. Still use levels, man, right? So once you identify that red arrow, you can go ahead and press this bears button and it'll go ahead and draw out your starting point, which is going to be this last green candle before the breakout rally, right? The last buying candle before the breakout rally. Now, once we find the starting point, once we find the last buying candle before the breakout rally, trust me, guys, I say that all the time because I want that to be embedded in your head. Once you find that last buying candle before the breakout rally, we need to find the stop loss. So we look for the highest wick in that area, and that's going to be the stop loss. Give me an 8 if that makes sense. Let me know, guys. Let me know if you got a question mark. If you guys are confused, put a question mark. We can go ahead and work through it. Cool. Awesome. Let's go. So we found our entry point. We found our stop loss. Now we got to dress up this setup that we got. All right, we'll go ahead and enter at the 50%. I think this is, let's go ahead and look. All right, cool. Enter at that 50%. Your stop loss is at the high with the minimum 1 to 3 risk to reward. Right, so we are waiting right now, guys. If the market is down here, right, the market's way down here, there is nothing we can do. Right, we're waiting. The market is literally chilling right here. Right, we have to wait patiently right here, guys. Wait patiently right here. Now, this is a good part, like a good section where I can teach you guys how to put alerts. Right, alerts. Levels has over 25 alerts, guys. Use them. Take advantage of them. Now, if I'm waiting and the market is down here, right? The market is down here right now, and I'm waiting right here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a line, and I'm going to put it somewhere close to my entry point because I want to get notified once the market starts to creep up on my setup, right? So I'm going to put this line here so I can use these numbers, right? So let's go to alerts, create alert. Now, this is where I'm going to use those numbers. 154 974 975. Now I need to put these on right here. Show pop-up and play sound. Right now, let's go ahead. I'm gonna create alert, and there's gonna be an alert right there. Now I can go ahead and delete this, and that is my alert. It says alert. So when the market makes its way up here, I don't know when it's gonna happen. Right, the market can chill. It can come back up. It can chill. Now, as soon as the market touches this gray line, guys, as soon as it touches your alert, you should get a notification through the Eovia app. Right? These alerts now, these alerts get sent to the Eovia app on your phone. Super clutch, guys. That's super clutch. Trust me. Right? So once we get this, we should be close to our computer now. We should be looking at the setup. And as soon as the market comes inside this zone, we should be looking for what, guys? Buys or sells? Yes, some sells, some sell opportunities. I got you, T. Right, we're looking for some sells. Let's go ahead and take this setup so we can ride this market the way it wanted to go. Right, so yes, Theta is right. So let's go ahead and clear this off real quick. Show my alert, or wait, yeah. What is this? Yes, okay, cool. So you have to go ahead and go to Eovia. You have to go to these alerts right here. This bell on the right hand side where your name should be, right? Go to the wrench tool and make sure you go to strategies and turn on levels. Once you turn on levels and you save your settings, every alert that you place on your chart, you will get notified on the Eovia app on your phone. Give me a 10 if that makes sense, guys. You go to the Eovia, go to this alert, the bell thing, right? Make sure you have all this stuff that you need turned on, right? I have the posts and reactions for my Go Social, and I like to get Oris, harmonics, and levels alerts. And I use levels a lot, so I want my alerts to reach me, right? That's the whole point of the alert, is to notify me, right? So I hope that makes sense, guys. Actually, they just fixed that, so it's been active for at least a week or two now, which is lit. All right, guys. So those are our two setups, guys, the buy and the sell, right? So I hope that made sense. The call is recorded, so if you need to go ahead and watch that over, you guys can go ahead and do that. And if you guys have any questions as we look at charts, let's go ahead and ask the questions because it is going to benefit you for sure. All right, Kike, you're the only one sitting in the charts, bro. Let's go ahead and look at these. Let me see. Anybody else before I? Yep. Kike trying to eat this week. 80 USD. Looking for some shorts. Let me see who else sent messages. All right, Juan. I see Juan. Let's go ahead. These don't look too bad actually. I think I was looking at something like this because we had the liquidity sweep right here, right? And then we get that drop down to the downside. So we have all of this, which is my shoulder. The head, we get the breakout. So I'm waiting for the market to come back within this area so we can go ahead and take some more sell opportunities. Yes, sir. Oops. So I like that. I like that actually. I love that, bro. Let's go look at this one. I was kind of looking at some shorts. I do like this area though. I would rather like this one. Yeah, I do like this. And the only thing is I'm not liking this, right? That looks like liquidity to me. And I like this sell market structure much better than this buy market structure, to be honest. We have a lot of consolidation, right? The market is moving from left to right. We get the sweep, and then the market literally just turns right back around, and it's starting to consolidate again. So I don't mind if we can take these sales, and if we can take this opportunity right here, if you're looking to take some buys, Kike, this would be a really good TP. Yeah, the higher time frame will always tell you. So that's just a good tip too, and it's good that you mentioned that because a lot of people will just get stuck on one time frame and they'll get stuck on one bias. So like right now, he's on the 1 hour time frame, and he just said, "I do see us going lower on a bigger time frame." So probably like on the 4 hour time frame or the daily, right? It's probably showing us that the market wants to go ahead and continue down a bit more, right? So when you guys are seeing that, right? When you guys are seeing that, and you guys have to mature a little bit as traders and also realize, we do have some type of liquidity here. Maybe this isn't a setup I want to go ahead and risk my account on. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want to test trade it to see if it'll give a reaction and see if you can get some pips off of it, then you guys can go ahead and do that. Super under leveraged. But because of everything you see on higher time frame and the liquidity, giving it like more of an incentive to actually drop lower, this is something that you may have to just, let somebody else trade and you take a step back and just watch the structure, right? You guys can study the structure and watch it move live so you guys can get some like live analysis recognition right in here. You know what I'm saying? So just a tip. But let's go ahead and take a look at these. Let's go ahead and take a look at these real quick before we get into Juan's and Richard's. All right. Yes. So guys, for all my newer students, I know there's a couple of y'all. What would you guys consider this right here? Would you guys consider this an uptrend or a downtrend? Downtrend, right? I'll go ahead and take a look at that too in just a bit, Skylar. It looks like he was eating though. Hell yeah. Right, market's in a downtrend. We can see the market is doing its thing, and it's making lower lows and lower highs, right? Lower lows and lower highs. So let's go ahead and mark this up on a daily time frame because it's much easier to see, right? So look at this, guys. We have the market giving me lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. It's like equal highs, or it even gives us a new high with a wick, but right away continues with that breakout rally to the downside. So let's just go ahead and put BOS right here. Awesome. Now, check this out, guys. Would you guys consider this a breakout rally to the downside?
Yes.
Yes. right? Cool. So let's go ahead and follow that rally back up to that last buying candle, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, four selling candles here. Now on this time frame, this last buying candle, this is my starting point. Now this is a really big starting point here. So I would like to drop down to a lower time frame and see if we can minimize that a little bit. So let's go ahead and drop down to the 4 hour. Now I'm liking this one right here, to be honest. I really do, because I can see on lower time frame, there's probably something that's right here that made the market come back. Right. So let's go ahead and just study that real quick. Let's drop down to the 1 hour. Oh, I can see it. Let's go to the 15. So check me out, guys. Look at this structure right here. All right, this is the very, very tip of the top, right? We have higher high, higher low, higher high, and then the market changes character, and then we end up consolidating, holding this area for a while, right? So when that happens, that's very, very good. That gives us incentive that the market does want to continue down lower, right? Now, when we look at this structure here, we have two opportunities we can take. We have the starting point because we have the BOS of the upside, BOS, and we also have the change of character right here. Well, that's not the entry, but structure points. We have the break the structure to the upside, and then the market changes character to the downside right here in this area, right? So we do have a breakout rally, which gives us a starting point right here, right? And then we also have a head and shoulder in this area. Now, I didn't cover head and shoulders today. I only covered the starting points for you guys because those are the easier ones to see, right? I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of information, but these are two setups that we can be using, right? With my stop loss at the high. So when the market comes back, I would be waiting patiently for this setup right here. It looks like the market respected the shoulder and then just fell off, right? Fell off. So when we look at that, that's clean. I like that. That's good market structure. That's the setup that you want for sure. Now, when we go back to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that we have the next setup in line, which is right here. BOS, change of character, right? So this is a massive breakout rally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bearish candles. And my last selling candle is way up here. I'm sorry, my last buying candle with my shoulder right here in this area. Now, when I go up to the 4 hour time frame, that whole candle is the starting point for this area, which is nice. I don't mind that. I would rather have something that looks like this than something that looks like this. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now this gives us a better risk to reward. You know, so I would be waiting right here as well with Kike. Right here in this area. Minimum 1 to 3 risk to reward. 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Let's take a look though. Let's confirm this. Let's confirm these buys. I'm sorry, these sells. Let's go to the weekly. So even on the weekly, or I'm sorry, the monthly, guys. What is this? What would you guys consider this?
Downtrend.
Downtrend, right? Cool. The market's continuing to sell off, which is perfectly fine with me, right? So as we get the break of structure to the downside, cool. Levels is letting me know we have a red arrow. If I press the bears, that's my monthly starting point. So I don't know when, but eventually, whenever the market wants to come back up to this area, I would be looking to continue sales to sell the market down, right? But as we know, the market wants to continue selling. Let's see what it's selling down to, because this long wick could possibly have a setup in there, right? So let's go ahead and drop down to the 1 hour. Let's see if we can get all the way down over there. See if levels got me, bruh. Let's see if levels got me. It's a lot of information levels has to spit out. All right, keep coming with the setups. Keep coming with the setups. Where's she at? Where's she at? Oh, levels ain't gonna put it out. 2 hour? Four hour? Let's see. Let's see if we can get over there. All right. Let's go over to TradingView real quick. Bro, you know what's crazy? These were all red today. All the cryptos are red. That's funny. Let's go to, I don't know, what is over here? Okay, I'm on the 8-hour time frame. So on the monthly, guys, this was that long wick, right? Let's go back over there. Right, that's that long wick we're looking at on levels. Right, what is AUD USD selling down to? Right, what's inside of here it could be selling down to. So let's go ahead. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Let's go this way. Zoom in. So I'm seeing an inverted head and shoulder here. It looks like there was an inverted head and shoulder here on the 1-hour time frame with some starting points, right? So now that I know that, I have some type of how do I say, like, well, buying points, right? The market's selling down to something. So I just found myself some zones to see if the market wants to come down to these areas, right? So let's go ahead and go this way. Now, if we can take some opportunities within here, or maybe even a bit higher, right? We can possibly take these cells down to here. So let's go ahead and drop down to that 4-hour time frame that we're looking at. So the market's already in this 4-hour starting point, right? This thing is still on. So the market's inside this 4-hour starting point. If we go ahead and drop down to the 1 hour, turn this off. Let's go ahead and drop down to 15. It is giving us an opportunity right now, but it doesn't look like the best one, to be real. It does give us the change of character along with some liquidity. So if you were looking at this, if this was something you were eyeballing, that would be an opportunity right inside that 4-hour setup. It just doesn't look ready, in my opinion. Like if you're looking at it like on a 1-hour time frame, it just doesn't look ready. It looks like it can actually continue going just a bit more, right? If we can push up just a bit more and then continue to drop, that would be a bit better for me. I would like that more. So if you take a loss, if you're looking to take something like this, if this was something you're eyeballing, right, on that lower time frame, if you take a loss, right, it hits your stop loss and then changes character on you, well, you probably got in early, and that's okay. I mean, that used to happen to me a lot, but then you have to fix it and understand why, right? So if this is something that we get in the future, I would not mind taking this opportunity, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. And if we can definitely go higher, because again, like we do have some good opportunities up here, right? So if we can go higher, even better, right? Even better. And for gold, okay, let's go to gold real quick. Commodities, gold. No, that was silver. Let's go to the weekly. So we do have a break of structure here as well. And it does look like we have the starting point that was right here. Now, let's go to the monthly real quick. Okay, so yes, that's why. It looked a little different. So this whole thing is a monthly starting point, right? This whole thing is a monthly starting point. But we also have really good opportunities down here, right? I would really like to see if the market can come down here. Obviously, that's a fat drop. But whenever the market does want to go back down there, I would be looking for some more long-term buys, right? So as we drop down to the lower time frames, go to the weekly. For sure, this is something on a lower time frame. I'm just going to mark that up. Let's go back down to the daily, just so we can go ahead and identify that. So we have the BOS to the downside, and then we have the change of character to the upside, which does give us an inverted head and shoulders. We have shoulder, neckline, head, change of character, right shoulder, market makes its way up. Now, once we got that, the market gives us another BOS to the upside, and the market gives us blue arrows. So if we press the blue arrows, we have a starting point right here, right in this area. So let's go ahead and highlight that, and then we'll just leave that there, turn this off. Now, silver is bouncing around in that area right now. But if we look at this, this kind of looks like equal lows. All right, let's delete this for the visual, this for the visual, this for the visual. Now, it looks like we have equal lows right here. And it also looks like the market is building up equal lows right here as well. So I would like for the market to continue to sell down personally. And we also have liquidity here as well. So there's just a lot of liquidity to the downside right now. So as I'm looking at that, right, I would like for the market to continue selling. This is what I'm seeing, right? Does not mean the market has to sell down right now. The market can definitely make its way just a bit higher, right? Just a bit higher before making that move, right? But this is what I'm seeing in the market right now. Notice how we started consolidating, guys. We get a drop. We have a starting point right here. Look at the arrow, right? Starting point. So we had this starting point just holding consolidation, And then the market sweeps liquidity, changes direction, or I guess, continues direction with the BOS. And then we just create more liquidity right here. So we already bounced off of a brand new starting point. The market literally smacked that thing. And if you took that, you're in profit because your stop loss is right here. So you're deep into profit. Right now, as we drop and go to a lower time frame, market's giving me the same exact play, right? I do see a blue arrow. So if I press the blue arrow, the market does have a starting point right there, right? And it's holding it down because that stop loss is right here. So technically, whoever is looking for buys is still up, but I would like to see if those buys can get clapped. To be real, I would like to see if those buys can get clapped, right? So I'm looking at sales in this area. They could probably take a little dub, right? I don't mind them, making a little bit of money, making its way back up to me. Whoever took buys there, could probably make some dubs, but as long as it comes into my sell zone, I'm definitely going to look to continue with some sales, right? And then it's my turn to take a little dub, right? It's our turn to take a little dub, right? So if we can go ahead and take these opportunities, right, the market can make its way back up. I would like to see if we could take some sales there. It's not only that, but we do have a head and shoulder setup as well.
Vinny, go to the 2 hour. It's you'll see a better visual on the exact same zone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can move the starting point right here just for the visual. This is a lot cleaner. Right. And then yes, we do have, it doesn't look like it's a BOS, but it's a liquidity sweep. Now, this is the same thing, guys, right? It's the same opportunity. It's the same play. We just have to identify. Does the market give us the liquidity sweep and then the change of character? Because if it gives us the liquidity sweep and then the change of character, that setup is valid. But if it just takes a liquidity sweep, comes back in the setup, and just continues up, that's nothing. We're not even looking for sell opportunities, right? It was just a liquidity sweep. market manipulation. We are not looking for sell opportunities like that, right? We want to see the market take liquidity, right? Poke above the consolidation and immediately reverse and go the opposite way, right? Once we see that, we are now looking to see if we could take some opportunities and send the market back down, right? So not only do we have a starting point, we also have a left shoulder right here, which is pretty lit. I like this opportunity. So if we can make our way down, especially right here, look at this. I like this too, right? There's a lot of liquidity right here. There's just a lot of liquidity to the downside, right? Liquidity. Now, if we look at this setup here, notice how whoever was looking for buys here, oops, I think they got them already, right? BOS to the downside, change of direction. So let's go ahead and move that out the way. Guys, market's giving me blue arrows. So if I press the blue arrow, that's my starting point. That starting point has already been taken, right? Starting point has already been taken. Whoever took buys right here off the starting point, you won. The market went from here to here. That's a dub, right? But look, what else? What other opportunity we have here? Left shoulder. Now that is literally a snipe and a half. Look at that snipe, guys. Look at that snipe. So what that tells me is this zone has already been used off the shoulder and off the starting point. So I would definitely like the market to continue down, right? We may not reach up here yet, right? We may not reach all the way up here because we just got a massive drop. Would you delete that zone then? Yeah. I'm not really worried about it. You know, I'm really not. I mean, you can just for the visual if you want to leave it there, because again, if we can go ahead and have a violation, head and shoulder violation, we can possibly use this for another opportunity. So it just depends on how you like to take violations. If you like to take violations, yes. Or if you're just looking for another break of structure to the downside and you're playing off the brand new starting point, right? If you're just waiting for this, you're like, well, I'm just going to wait for the, BOS to the downside. And once I do that, I'm looking for my starting point and I'm going to just play the continuation play rather than the head and shoulder violation play, right? So what do you like to play? What do you like to look at? What do you like to back test? What have you saw?
Vinny, I have a question. So that zone that you just marked up right there, we have the arrow. So look in the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, it has a starting point that has not been. Yeah, exactly. And so my question to you is that even though obviously also depends on the broker because I know the broker is kind of different.
Yeah.
So my question is, would you take down the 4 hour or on the 1 hour by any chance?
This one right here?
Yeah. Because obviously if you look on TradingView, it's different, obviously. But I'm just saying that would you take down the 1 hour or on the 4 hour?
Well, it just depends on what you're willing to do, right? So like the 4 hour is a clean setup. I would not mind taking that. And it definitely gave you the opportunity, right? This was the setup right here. So as we get the BOS to the upside, BOS to the upside, market's letting me know, hey, we got one strong candle, right? So levels even letting you know. If I press this, that's my starting point, right? And if you waited, the market literally came back and put you in. Now, don't get me wrong, I would have had a little bit of drawdown because I always enter at the top, right? Me. And my stop, that's the lowest wick in that area. So I do have a wider stop, right? I don't hit 1 to 3, but I definitely hit 1 to 2 if I was focused on this area. And this trade is technically a winning trade for me, right? We can see that the market definitely, pokes above. That's a winning trade for me. As long as I'm able to take money off the table, it's a good trade, right? But again, if you're someone who's more advanced and you're like, well, that's still too big of a zone, I want to see if I can minimize that as much as possible. Okay, cool. Daniel, this one is for you. As you drop down time frame by time frame, you just have to pick which one is the cleanest for you, right? So as the 2 hour, this is the starting point. And again, levels has the arrow. Levels has identified this as my starting point. And if I drop down to the 1 hour time frame, let's see. We have a rally here, but does this rally break and close above? Yes, it does. So notice this, Daniel, it doesn't have a blue arrow, but we can actually see this does close above, right? So that would be my starting point if you wanted to minimize, right? And it looks like that was a snipe. So it all depends on how low you want to go, how low of a time frame you really want to go, right? Because neither are wrong. Whether you're somebody who's trading the 4-hour time frame, this setup is correct, right? Oops, this setup is correct, right? If you're trading the 2-hour time frame, this setup is correct because that's the breakout rally and that's my starting point. If you're trading the 1-hour time frame, this setup is correct, right? Because we're following our rules. BOS the downside. We have the change of character with the break and close above. We have the breakout rally with our last selling candle being a starting point, right? So, and along with an inverted, which is a snipe, a nasty snipe. So it all depends on what you're looking at, bro. Hope that made sense because everybody's different, right? If you're beginning, I recommend between 1, 2, and 4-hour time frames, right? Because they're a lot easier to read. I loved the 4-hour when I was starting out because there's less noise and there's less candles. So if there's less candles, it makes things a bit easier to see, right? The higher you go, it's usually a bit easier to see. And the only thing is those setups and opportunities take a long time to develop because you have to wait, right? But it all depends on what you like to see, guys, right? If I'm a bit more advanced, right? If I drop down, or so is Neri, right? Let's just use Neri as an example. Shout out to Neri Banks, Neri De Niro, right? If you guys aren't hopping on her calls, guys, you guys aren't serving you guys a sales. I promise you, because she breaks things down super, super clean. But I've seen her, I've seen it with my own eyes, have her drop down to like the 5 or 1 second and catch the nastiest snipe. But I don't expect any of the beginners and even intermediate people to drop down to the 1 second to catch a nasty snipe. You know what I'm saying? But it all depends on what you are comfortable with, right? What are you comfortable with? So I would like to see if the market can definitely break and close and continue down for sure, with silver. Let's go ahead and look at Juan's setup. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Juan. This is the 1-hour time frame. Is this the 4-hour setup, Juan? It looks like you sent it on the 1 hour. What is this, the 4-hour setup? Right there. That looks fire, right? But also, if you're looking at it on the 1-hour time frame, can I zoom in? No, right? We have to identify, right? Look at this. BOS, you have it marked up, but this is also a BOS. This is also a change of character, right? Notice we have a, holy shit, look at this. Massive rally of candles right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's the 4-hour setup. Okay, cool. 9 bullish candles, right? We definitely break structure, right? So our starting point to that is right here. And your 4-hour zone is solid, and your 1-hour zone would be right there with your stop loss at the low, which it is. So this is a great setup. I do like this. A plus. I'm gonna mark up the yens, and I will be taking your setup as well, Chief. Let's go. Let's catch these pips, baby. I like this setup, guys. This looks really, really clean. Really, really clean. Clean, to be honest with you. Let's go. Yeah, Juan's been killing it, man. Definitely been staying consistent on these charts for sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, on the daily and weekly time frame, Juan, a lot of the yens have just been consolidating to grow. Mexican peso. I do like the structure that it's at right here. I do like the structure that it's at. Let's actually go real quick. Take a look. I honestly, I feel like it's going to continue just a bit higher. It's not ready to drop yet because when you're looking for big swings, hardly ever does it leave equal highs and then drop for a long, long time, right? Usually it'll poke out once and then just drop and drop and drop and drop, right? So when I see something that looks like this, I'm not really ready to take massive sells yet, to be real. So it may look like we have some more buys coming through at first, right? We do have an inverted here. Let's go ahead and mark that up. I haven't marked this up in a couple of days. And it looks like we do have a starting point right here, right down here, right? That's right on top of my head and shoulder. I'm sorry, my shoulder, right? So we can see the breakout rally, right? Last selling candle. I would like to see if we can go ahead and look for something like this. Now, again, I take my time with USD MXN because it has some fairly ugly structure. So I'll be waiting patiently for something that looks like that. So just this is my bias right here. I do see this liquidity here. So if we can actually take some opportunities and the market respects and just, takes this liquidity and then just massively drops it with leaving a peak, I'm going to be looking to start swinging now. Right. But I'm not really interested in swinging with equal highs, to be honest, Richie. To be real, brother. But I do see what you're looking at, bro, for sure. Let's go ahead and look at skies real quick. Let's pull it over to this side. I pull it over or what?
It's kind of pulling up a little bit right now. It's a little past entry.
Okay, cool. So you're looking to continue sales. This is the 4 hour time frame. Are you looking at something on like the 1 hour?
Yeah, this was on a 4 hour. It's kind of
Okay.
like my sweet spot, but I was just seeing if it was gonna retest for the sell, but might be a break towards the upside.
I do see this too. It's still in that area for sure. Let's go to the one. There's just a lot of liquidity down here. There's a lot of liquidity. So let's see. Okay, I'm seeing this violation right here. That's pretty nasty, and it's a head and shoulder as well. This is the very last peak. BOS, change of character.
Wait, is
So,
your screen frozen?
oh shit, no, I'm not even on it. My bad.
Okay.
I was on your screen.
All right, for sure.
All right, so if we go to the 4 hour time frame, there's a lot of liquidity down here, right? But not only that, it technically came inside of a starting point. If we look at this BOS, we had the breakout rally. The market's doing its thing right here, holding it down. Market shooting back up, right? But if I'm looking at this and looking for sells, I see this right here. That's the last thing I would be looking to take sales on personally. I did look for something here this morning, but it didn't give me anything that I needed to see. But if the market does want to continue down, this is what I would be looking for now, right? It doesn't look like we have a BOS just yet. It looks like the market just swept liquidity. So if the market can definitely, if it can go ahead and give me a confirmation, right? See it poke above, right? Which is cool. So if it can go ahead and continue down and we can end up down here by the morning, I would like to see if we could look for sales and continue that. Let's take a look at the 15 minute. Even better, right? The 15 minutes, the same thing, and it's a lot cleaner. Right now, you can see there's a lot of liquidity. The market's doing its thing, poked up, and now I would like to see if we can get this. I'm seeing this on the 15 minute, and this is a starting point right where my start with my shoulder. So, we might be able to get a reaction off of that. But again, because it's so bullish on a higher time frame, right? We just came into another time frame, a higher time frame starting point with some liquidity right here. We can possibly still continue. So I wouldn't throw all my eggs in one basket in this area. I would definitely wait to see if we can get something, right? If the market can go ahead and give us something that looks like this, I would then throw, that 1%er on this rather than the first touch here, right? That's just my opinion. But I was still looking for sales. So this is what I'm looking for right now. Let's go ahead and pull up the chats real quick.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Brian, US 30. This is a clean setup. I do see what you're seeing here. Oh, shoot. I also have this in mind as well, right? We do have the liquidity sweep, and then we do have that BO, that change of character, right? So just keep that in mind because we do have liquidity right here chilling, right? Liquidity right here chilling. So keep that in mind, bro. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And if the market like does respect this and then just hangs out right there, I would definitely like to see if we can get something that looks like that. But I do like this. I believe I have the same thing. So it's good, bro. Love it, love it. I do like this setup right here too. The higher one. If I take anything on this time frame, it would be this one. Mainly because the breakout gives me the setup as well. These breakout finder, I haven't brought these up in a minute, but these things are clutch, bro. Higher high, higher low, higher high. We have the change of character. Not only that, we definitely have the breakout rally, right? So our last set buying candle is actually this black one. So that would be my starting point. So we're waiting for the market to make its way and then sell off. If you're looking at this setup here, and we also have the right shoulder, which is right here, left shoulder, head, change of character, looking to take some sells around this area. If you were looking for something like this, but this looks good. This structure looks fairly clean, and this buy setup definitely looks good. That's not bad at all. So if we can get something that looks like this off of that structure, would love that for sure. Send that thing back up. Let's go, Daniel, baby. Love that, bro. Yeah, I like this. Starting point, BOS right here. Breakout rally. Got the starting point mic'd up. I am looking at this too. Shoulder, sweep, change of character, right? So if the market does drop lower, technically it has from this range, right? So keep that in mind. Even if you're looking at this, right, left shoulder, this is technically the head anyway. So this is the main low. This is the main stop. So the market can drop, 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 and then make its way. As long as it doesn't break and close below here, we are good, right? So this is probably something that we can look on the daily too. This whole thing right here might be the starting point, right? To be honest. Yeah, this whole blue candle right here on the daily time frame is probably our starting point, and then we get that push up. So that's something you might want to check out too. And if that's what it is, you can go ahead and pull the fib out from this low to this high, and then just find your sweet spot right there. This is clean. This is nice chart work, Marlon. This is really, really good. I do see what you're seeing here, right? I do see that market's doing its thing. This is good zones. And the markets for the yens are buying at the moment, and it looks fairly clean. Looks like a Juan's NZD buy. I do see this as well. It looks like this probably played out though. So if you're showing off right here, this is a good show off because we get the BOS, we get the change of character. The market came right back, right there and gave us a nice sell off. So if you're showing off right here, that's an A+ for sure. A+. But also with that, the market does give us another breakout rally, right? So we do have another starting point right here in this area that wasn't touched. And there is a brand new setup right there. So that looks good. I do like that for sure. For sure. What? Nah, not near. No. All right, guys. Looks like that is it. You guys can hear me, right? We're all good. I don't know why it said my Wi-Fi was not up. Is my Wi-Fi up? Tripping, bro. All right, bet. That scared me. Yeah, that scared me. All right, guys. So yeah, you guys had some fire subs actually. So hey, send those in the chats because I want to be taking those. Oh, we did, right? Okay, cool. I was tripping. What's up, Neri De Niro? What is good, bro? Welcome to the Levels Call. Everybody, give us a nice welcome for Neri De Niro. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Neri, we need a smart money levels collab, bro. What do you say? Guys, put that in the chat. Give me some 777s if we need Neri on a levels call real quick. We got to start the year off with the bang. I don't know about you guys, but I like when Neri hops on these levels calls. We might have to do something. We might have to schedule something, Neri. I'll text you later on tonight or tomorrow so we can get that going. But with that being said, guys, yes, we're gonna have to do that. With that being said, guys, I am late for a call, and I already know Miguel's gonna yell at me. You know how it is, man. We out here getting better, baby. I love it. So with that being said, I hope you guys got some good value. You guys had some good setups. Keep studying, guys. You guys are getting better. I can see it. You guys got to trust it. I can see it. Trust me, guys. I'm very excited for your guys' 2025 in the markets. I'm excited for you guys' 2025 in the markets. Right? So let's continue to get better. Let's continue to win, baby. We don't take losses here. Every loss is a lesson learned. Right? So I will see you guys on Friday. Trade responsibly this week, guys. Trade responsibly. I will see you guys on Friday. Peace out.